in Mind 5 with teacher Moza. These are our presentations how to be the best leaders of our country.
We are the students of English in Mind 5 from Lincoln Center, and we are putting up a presentation for how to be the best leaders of this country. We are setting up a campaign which we have our candidates show their results of how they can be the best leaders of their country. First up is Claudia.
Well, thank you, Elisa. So, I think maybe Albanians don't know what a leader means, and I would like to start with some history of leaders and leadership. Leadership in Albania is something new, and it isn't as strong as in other democratic countries like America or something, because Albania was under a communist regime for over 45 years, and there was no space of developing leadership and democratic governments. So there was there was the same leader for 45 years, and there was no way of choosing candidates or choosing prime ministers and leaders. So what should the leader do? Leader's job is to be young at first, because if you are young, you have a clear vision of future, and you think different from the other part, which is let's call old. And a leader also should be energetic and full of plans, and shouldn't be 45. I think that a leader should be younger than 45 years old, because you pass on that stage and you are very energetic. You start to become old and you start losing forces. So it's better to be young and have changing thoughts for the future. What happens in Albania? People tend to vote the old ones, the old candidates, because they think that the new, young, energetic candidates don't have the right experience, and they prejudge the candidates, and there is kind of prejudice. So we keep the same leaders for maybe 10 years or 15 years. So we want to change, but we don't change. And what I will change in my campaign, what's my plan? So, as I told you, straight from the communist regime, Albania went to a democratic system, and this costed a lot, because everything was very old, everything was destroyed, early destroyed, and Albania started from zero, from the very beginning. So I'm in my campaign, and if I am the leader, I would fight against corruption, because it's a very high point of problem in Albania. Corruption today is destroying everything, and now we can judge. We can judge liars, or so it's very hard now. And I would give 15 years in prison for anyone who makes corruption in every form. And another part of my campaign is opening more cultural center, because Albania has very hard to develop a cultural society, and if we have more cultural centers, then we will start to grow the passion for art, to be more cultural for ourselves, and to find new ways of seeing the world, because art is a very nice and beautiful thing, and if we don't see things from a lot of ways, then there won't be anything interesting. And what I would like more is to hire anyone who lost or doesn't have a job, because everyone deserves the ability to work and to have a job, to work for himself, and to have later a family and a home, to grow his kids, and that's why I chose this, because this is also very very sensitive part in Albania. So if we don't change these three main things, I think there won't be. Yes. So in conclusion, leadership is very promising. Thank you for watching.
This is my presentation, as I am the second representative for this campaign. My campaign is mostly focused on what the youth can do to change the society. We live on a very new era, the 21st century, which is mostly based on the new contemporary and trendy ideas that go up. But of course, with new contemporary ideas, we need a contemporary society to put those rules based on. So, in this case, we need to change the way we think about our politics. The society that we are built our ethics about is becoming a little bit obsolete with these ideas, and the politicians also need to change their way of thinking, as they need to lead the new to the better future in society. But the new can be only found with the youth. So, as we are the youth, we can also give our feedback, and we also know the problems that we have in this country. So why not give our opinion about it? My campaign will be focused on three main sidelines, like health, education, and more jobs to begin with. Firstly, health. Health is a very big issue in our country because we see that the doctors slack off at their jobs, the medicines are too expensive, and the hospitals do a very lazy job. So, my first duty as your leader, I will try to replace all the doctors so they fit the medical ethics and the doctors in America. And then, we'll try to build more hospitals that don't require you to pay anything. And also, we'll focus on building mostly on the suburban lines. Education. Education is another serious problem. Teachers are stressing every day. They give us tests, they give us a lot of shoutings, and the students don't deserve it. So even the teachers need their own upgrade of their contemporary ideas. I'm going to put up a new system that the students don't feel tired or expressed or depressed about it, and also change the way teachers act towards the students. Why not be friends against enemies? And lastly, jobs. We need jobs because this is what the economy of our country is based on. So I will try to put up more jobs so the youth can work instead of going out and migrating everywhere. We can find and fix our country little by little every day with little gestures that we do, as opening more jobs, focusing on education and health. I think this is pretty important too. So this is my campaign. Thank you.
Okay, this is my presentation, and like all the students here, we are talking about being a leader of my country. We all know that being a leader of your country is such a big responsibility, and you know why? Because all the lives of the citizens now will be on your hands. Will you improve the type of living or not? Now you choose it. Everybody wants to live to a better country for a better life. But sometimes we forget that the country that we are born in is so much more important than the other countries that we will live in the future. But what will I do for my country? I would try to do everything to force it and also to fix the current system, and I would improve the economy and also the standards of living. As technology progresses at a rapid rate, we all know that the future of work will look very different from that we are educating our children right now. Schools abroad, so all around the world, are focusing on well-being and also the things that really matter, like how to strengthen positive relationships, etc. Almost everything these days have reached this tipping point. When we see the politics, we see that the world is more divided than united. And for economy, we see clear gaps between the rich ones and also the poor ones. I strive really hard to promote moderation within the country. And the concept of moderation embraces a wide range of wishes from religion, social justice, and political systems. There I've painted like a road of my future country that shows the footprints and like how I will lead to the path to go to the light for a better country. That's it.
Hello everyone, my name is Dar and this is what I think about how to be the best leaders of this country. First of all, a leader should have some qualities which are like you should be smart firstly, and you should use a diplomatic way to solve the problems. And the most important thing is that you shouldn't have a relationship with crime, because this brings a lot of corruption and a lot of problems for your country. This is my program, and it starts with education. Students have a lot of problems with the education system in Albania. They have a lot of homeworks and a lot of things to learn, and I suggest to make the maximum number of students in the class. It should be 25. Students don't have to do exam every 3 months, but they can do them only in the end of the year. And everything that students learn in the class, they should practice in the real life. It continues with health, because health is another sector with problems here in Albania, and because there are a lot of incapable doctors and the hospitals have bad conditions. I would fire the incapable doctors, and I would reconstruct every hospital and make it with great conditions. And also new hospitals will be built, and there are going to be new doctors employed. My program continues with the economy, because we have a lot of unemployed people, and the wages are very low, and that's why people don't do an effective job. The number of unemployed people will be lower, and because the government is going to open more working places, and the wages and expenses and the pensions will be higher, because taxes are going to get lower. Also, the government is going to help farmers by giving them money to buy modern machines, and also the government is going to appeal to big companies to build their factories here in Albania. I continue up with the transport, because Albania has good transport, but it has a lot of problems. For example, there are a lot of highways which are in bad conditions or they are finished, and I will finish them if I was a leader. And also I will build some new highways which are conditioned for staying Albania in the United Europe. And also the trains have a lot of problems, and I will rebuild the system of rails in Albania, and I will bring some high-speed trains. And I will end up with the tourism, because Albania has a lot of attractive points, but government doesn't use them to make money. So government is going to appeal to the biggest hotel chains, and they are going to build hotels in a lot of attractive places, and also cities are going to be more attractive by painting and repairing every building, and also they are going to make more touristic places. And that is my program for being the best leader of this country. Thank you.
So hello, my name is Marin. I'm 14 years old, and we're talking about different topics in how to be a great leader in the country. So my topic is about sport, and sport in my country is not very good. We have very young talents, but we don't see them. So we need to open more schools for sports, so we can have more teens or child or even adults that can be talented somewhere, because even if they don't get a job in school, they have their private professional, so they won't be like homeless, and our economy would be better, because we would have more taxes, and people would live in their houses, have a great job, and it's very good for us.
So first, to be the leader of this country, first thing that I will choose is health, because a lot of we are not that good country for like hospitals or hospitals because hospitals have been not that in a good quality like European quality for these years. A lot of people are not that happy about hospitals in our country, and most of them that's why most of them goes out of the country for emigrate out of the country for a better life and not to die that easy like here. And something else is environment. If you see in our country, is getting pretty bad because cutting trees and using them and selling them out of the country. So I think a new rule will be activated, like if you cut one tree to plant two more, and that will be that's great. Then it's poverty. In our country is well known about our poverty, and a lot of people have it like a problem for this, because you can see like tourism is not that frequent only for like poverty, that homeless people are in the roads, and this is not a good thing. And so we'll do like jobs like and in like hospitals, the nurses or etc. They shouldn't have that much experience, and we are giving them like courses to be more good in their job. So they won't be more any people without a job. That's it.
Hello, my name is Miguel Scanderi, and we had to do like a little project about how to be the best leader of your country. And I think that being a leader isn't really easy. You have to work hard, and it takes time and effort. So if I was a leader, I would consider my plan not that short, because you have to think about everything in your country, like health, justice, payments, politicians, your staff, and your economy. Well, health is a very common problem in every country in the world. It's a problem that is it's really bad for our country, because we need people to be healthy. And to fix this problem, we need to reconstruct hospitals or even build new ones. We have to hire new doctors and nurses, and we have to guarantee our citizens health, and they can be happier people. Justice is a part of our lives that we really need, because without justice, everything in our country is going to fall apart. In our country, justice is kind of like missing, so we need to fix this problem, and we have to get to know our citizens and with their problems, so we can fix this. Another thing is that politicians are often accused for making crimes or committing crimes or doing other stuff. And I have to be sure that my staff is the right one. I have to be sure that the staff is going to be by my side and going to help this country to improve and get better by the years to come. And another thing that I want to talk is about economy and wages or payments of the citizens. Economy these few years has been really low, because some other politicians have drained it. I think that they have been stealing, but we have to fix this, because it's our job as leaders, and we have to focus on tourism, education, and we also have to focus on payments. Payments are really unique, because if we don't have the right wages for the people, they aren't going to be happy with us. And we need that likeliness for ourselves. And that's it. I want to be a good leader, but maybe in my future. So until then.
So this is my poster, and my name is Moza. The topic is about how to be the best leader of our country. So my project is focused mostly on the skills that every good leader should have. So becoming a good leader isn't something that happens overnight, so that can be achieved by discipline, hard working, and the inner desire to improve the country. So a good leader should have some skills, such as to be humble. You have to share the credit for a successful project. Also, you have to admit when you don't have the solution of the problem. The second one is to be emotionally aware. So to deal with people isn't something easy to deal with their problems. Another one is to be positive. It is easy to be positive when things go well, but a good leader should remain confident when things go wrong. Study the past leaders. You have to take a look on who have previously held your position, examine why they failed and why they succeed. Another one is to be yourself, and the last one, but the most important, you have to be passionate about your work. Don't hesitate to speak what you believe in.
Hello everyone, my name is Franklin and I'm going to be talking about the economy of this country. So as we may see, Albania is getting better and better each day, and we should export and import more things so we can make the economy more better. And we should build more companies for the unemployed people, and to work very hard on making things in helping people. We should make more parks for people to feel the fresh air and to enjoy the view, and we should gather the education, the economy, and the health to make this country a success. That's it.